Good evening, friends and newcomers. If this is your first time here, you've come to the right channel. This is where we find all the best female guitarists, drummers, and musicians from across the world.
Hi, my name is Anouck and I am a French guitar player.
Welcome to channel Alizee Defan, the first channel on YouTube to promote, support, and encourage female musicians from all over the world.
Thank you for having me. I'm very glad and very pleased to have the chance to do this interview. And yeah, I've been actually following your channel pretty much since the beginning. So it's quite something to be doing this. So thank you for inviting me. I will try to make proper sentences in a good English. I cannot really promise anything about that, but I will try, but definitely with a French accent. So please don't be mad at me for that.
How long have you been playing the guitar?
I started with the guitar, I'm afraid to say that, but it's something like 20 years ago now, when I was in high school, and I was about, I think, 16 or 17-ish. And I was hanging out with a group of friends, of female friends, and one of them, the drummer, she was, more advanced musically, and she wanted to start a band. So basically, none of us were really playing, but we just distributed roles like, okay, you play the bass, you play the guitar, and I really wanted to play the guitar because I could feel really attracted by the instrument. So that's how it started. We were 7 girls, and the name of the band was Scamp, S-C-K-A-E-M-P, and basically that was the first initial of our names. Yeah, I know. But that was my first experience. I can remember that we did 2 shows, and actually I did only one because I was grounded for the second show. I don't know, I cannot remember what I've done, but my parents didn't want me to go to the second show, so I couldn't be there. And then the group just split up because of a boy, obviously. But I mean, I'm very happy that I've had the chance to have, this high school band stuff, and I have a lot of amazing memories attached to that period of time. Why do you want to know my age? No, just kidding. I'm 37, going on 38 in August, so I'm a Leo.
How long have you been playing the guitar?
I've been playing for 20 years now, so it's quite some time, and it's more than half of my life, so I guess it's, it counts.
What genre of music is your favorite?
This one is a bit tough, because I love rock music, and I would say that I started to play the guitar because of that. because of that music, especially from the 70s. But I also love jazz, I love fusion, I love Latin music. And also, I really like some songwriters like Jose Gonzalez, Kings of Convenience, Damian Rice, and they are not the kind of music I play, but it's really something that I listen to. So I would say that now my influences are quite different from when I started the guitar, but they're still there. But I started the guitar because of Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, Pink Floyd, Nirvana as well, System of a Down. So yeah, I'm just giving you a bunch of names, but they were what I was really into when I was a teenager, and now I'm more into jazz and fusion players. I love Kurt Rosenwinkel, Gilad Excelman, Julian Lage, Chick Corea as well, Aaron Parks, Tigran Amazian. So there are so many that I cannot name them all, but it's at the moment it's really what inspires me.
Anouck, what are some of your biggest influences?
My influences, the real one, are the people I have the chance to learn from. Like my father, basically is my first influence because he's a piano player, and so I've been always surrounded by his music. So I'm not sure I would be a musician if my father was not a musician. So definitely is my first influence. And then I think that my other influences were the teachers I had the chance to learn from. Like my first teacher, Philippe Le Thor, he just taught me all the basics of the instrument, and it was really helpful. And then I met my second teacher, that was the guy that changes your life, Eric Louis, because he was so versatile and so passionate that he taught me many things in different styles, and he really opened my mind and my curiosity, and he made me play a lot of things and a lot of styles. And at the time I just wanted to be like a rock player, and he made me play a bit of classical, a bit of bossa nova, some jazz. And I think that this meeting was, something that has changed the rest of my life as a musician and as a person as well. Along the way, I've met other musicians like Bernard Marguerite or Serge Lopez. I've had the chance to work with them both, and I would say that the two of them helped me to expand my view of the guitar, and I think that people you work with are the best teachers you can have.
What are some of your favorite artists and songs?
My favorite songs. This one is tricky as well because there are so many songs that I cannot name them all. And also I could, give you an answer today and a different answer tomorrow. I will try to stick to 5 songs right now. So I would say, yeah, I took some notes. We Will Meet Again from Bill Evans. I just love this tune. I mean, if you don't know it, please Google it right now and take a listen. In a very different style, there is Glory Box from Portishead that I love. You know, it's a song from when I was a teen, but I think it's a beautiful song. While My Guitar Gently Weeps from the Beatles. Yeah, beautiful song as well. I really like the piano player Aaron Parks, and especially a tune named Nemesis. And as you know, as the last one, I would say Avec le temps from a French singer and songwriter called Léo Ferré, and the lyrics and the music, everything is just, you know, pure perfection in this song. But it's, as I told you, it's so difficult for me to give you an answer because there are so many tunes and so many musicians that I love.
Anouck, have you taken any professional lessons or are you self-taught?
I took drum lessons for 2 years, and I wouldn't, you know, consider myself as a drummer at all, but I guess that it helped at some point for, you know, rhythm and things like that. But I only remember some really basic stuff. And also I tried to, you know, take keyboard lessons with my father, and it was quite complicated because he was yelling and I was crying. But I mean, he's a very good teacher, but I think it's very difficult to, you know, give lessons to your child. So I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't say that I'm playing either drums or piano because I am not. But it's something that I would, you know, consider doing in the future. Maybe piano. I would like really at some point to be a better piano player. So maybe it's something I will do in the future.
Anouck, do you sing or write your own music?
I do both, but I don't sing professionally speaking. I've written a bunch of songs, but I've never felt really comfortable enough to, you know, put them in front of an audience. It's something I don't feel comfortable with, in the sense that they are so different from what I am as a guitar player, and I've never managed to embrace them as a part of who I am as a musician. So basically I write them, and, you know, they are just hidden somewhere. And maybe one day I will do something about that, but I don't think I'm ready. They are just, you know, some kind of breakup songs, and oh, why did you break my heart again, blah blah blah. So yeah, we'll see in the future. I mean, I think that some of these songs are actually could be great songs, but I'm too busy right now with the guitar and with working on my album, which will be really guitar oriented and in a jazz and fusion vibe with a lot of melodies. And there is no place in this project for this kind of songs, but right now I'm not sure about that. And also I'm so happy composing on the guitar at the moment. Yes, I took lessons for, I would say, 2 years with the people I named before. And also I've had the chance to attend a music school in France called Music Academy International. And it really helped me to gain more knowledge, more technical stuff. And that was a very great addition to what I've learned from the teachers I had before. And also, I try to, from time to time, when I can, I try to have a guitar lesson with one of the big guys out there. And now with all the Zoom and video call stuff, you can really learn from amazing people that you wouldn't meet in real life. So it's really something that I try to take advantage of, because it's one of the good side in being in 2023. Also, I think that the more you learn from different people, and the more it gives you strings to your bow. And at some point I got confused, because I love so many styles and I try to learn a lot of different things, and sometimes I'm just like, yeah, but who the fuck am I? And sometimes I'm still struggling with that question, but now I see that more as something that is great. Because even though it's still difficult for me to give you an answer, I don't know, I don't identify as a rock player or as a jazz player, maybe fusion player, but it depends on the day. Now I think there is no shame in mixing all those influences and styles together, even though they don't relate to one another maybe at first sight, but you will always find a way to combine them. And maybe in the end, what will make you sound like you? I hope so.
What are your dreams, goals, and aspirations going forward?
My dreams and goals, I would say they are pretty simple. I already feel extremely grateful to be able to make a living with music, so I would like to be able to continue to do that in the future. And meet people and get involved in exciting projects, make concerts, travel, release more of my own stuff too. I would like to do that. And what can I add to that? Maybe a husband and 2 dogs? Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Where are you from? Have you always been from there?
I live in a city called Strasbourg. It's near the German border, so it's actually closer for me to when I do my food shopping. It's shorter and closer to go to Germany, and also it's less expensive, which makes it really cool. But I'm not from Strasbourg. I'm from the south of France, from a small town called Carcassonne, and I still go there. Every time I have the chance to do that, because all my family and my friends are there, and I feel, deep inside, I feel from, Carcassonne, because I was born there, I've grown up there, and yeah, it's a place I like to go back to.
Do you collab with other musicians, or are you in a band?
Yes, of course I do collab with musicians. I've had many bands and projects, from the duo to bigger formulas. What I like about music is sharing it and making music, making something all together. And yeah, it's like love, I would say. It's better when there is other people involved. Yes, that's the plan, and that's pretty much, what I've been trying to do since I graduated in 2007 from the music school. Yeah, and all my life pretty much is about music, whether I'm gigging, learning, teaching, giving guitar lessons, though, or writing for a French magazine called Guitar Extreme. I would like things about the guitar. I like the fact that you can bring it everywhere, and this makes it a good companion. For me, it's really, you can really go deep with the sound, and you can really build an identity with the sound. And whether it's a classical guitar or folk guitar or an electric guitar, you will get a different sound, but you can add effects, and there are so many effects that you can add or not add, and then the amp and the fingers, and are you playing with your fingers or with a pick, and you can really go very, very deep in the result, and this I really like, because everyone can manage to get something very personal with the guitar. It's something I found to be really exciting and really special too. For me, the guitar is really a very organic instrument. Maybe what I'm about to say is kind of weird, but I like the fact that it's an instrument that you will, have near your body. I think that's what I like with the guitar, that it's really intimate. I'm endorsed by Ibanez for the electric side of my playing. So I have 3 of them. I have a very modern, Telecaster, which is one of the latest models. That's my main guitar, and it's amazing. You can do pretty much everything, even from jazzy sound to more rock stuff. I also own a George Benson model. And I have an old Ibanez from 1977. I love that guitar because you can feel, the vintage vibe. And this guitar really has some kind of mojo. My classical guitar is from a Spanish luthier. I think the name of the guy is Jose Hernandez. I'm not sure about that. Pretty sure, but not sure. And I have an acoustic guitar from a French luthier called Eric Darmaniac. So basically, that's, the 5 guitars I play with. I used to, have a lot of guitars, and I can remember, having like maybe 15 or 16 guitars at the same time. And at the time I was living with a musician, a guitar player too, and he was also selling guitars. And so basically, I think he had maybe 30 guitars, and I had like 15. And I remember you couldn't enter, a room in our house without tripping over a guitar or a case. That was quite a fun period of time.
Do you have any other interests?
My other interest, guitar is really the biggest part of my life, and like a very very big part. But I'm trying to balance things. So I try to read a little bit every day. Even though it's not a lot, that's something I try to include in my routine. I'm quite into self-development books, but also my mother and 2 of my nieces are writers, and they write a lot of things. So I'm really trying to keep up with the book of the family. And it's really something. And apart from that, I'm trying to learn German as well, which is not easy, but it's I think it's fun to try to learn things because it keeps the brain working and keeping the neuroplasticity alive. I do Pilates every morning, so I'm not like an expert, but it helps to find a connection between the mind and the body. Maybe you're thinking that I have very weird hobbies.
Tell us about your recent live appearances and travels.
About my recent live appearance, I've been involved into a very cool project because I've been hired to work in a cruise ship. So basically you live on a boat for several months, like the biggest boat you can imagine, with like 16 deck, several pools, and like the big boat. And I was a musician. I was playing for a musical called Six. So that was very, very fun. Because you travel a lot, you live on a boat, you visit cities and places. And I was working 2 days a week with 2 shows per day, which make 4 shows a week. So, I had a lot of free time. That's really something I enjoy to do. I was happy to come back home, but I was very happy to be away. And so this was really fun. And this experience, gave me the connection to be hired as a sub for the same musical in the UK, for the UK tour. So I also had the chance to play some shows for the tour, for like the real thing, and that was super cool as well, to travel, meet people, play. I like this show. And then they called me again because they needed someone to sub for the West End. And the West End in the UK is, the equivalent of Broadway. So, you're like, oh, okay, that is really something that is exciting, and also a bit of a dream that comes true as well. Also, 2 months ago, I've been very lucky to be invited by a flamenco player called Juan Carmona, which is, one of the biggest guy in the flamenco, on the flamenco stage right now. That was quite a surprise to me to be there. And the project behind is that it gathers together 6 guitar players. I mean, him and 5 other guitar players from different, styles and with different personalities. And you just, meet and work all together. So it gives something really unique in the end and very special. And it's amazing also to be there with incredible guitar players and be like, oh, okay, that's so cool. Let's try to make music. And that was really a very beautiful experience for me. So yeah, that's one of the highlights that I've had recently. And also I'm working right now with bass player. We are putting together a duet. His name is Jérôme Lemadec. He's from France and is from Strasbourg. And I think he's the first musician that I've met when I arrived here. And we had some kind of, connection, instant connection. So we decided to do something with that.
Do you have any recordings out for sale? If so, how can your fans purchase them?
You can find some of our stuff on YouTube, and we are trying to put together a recording, and that's really a project that I like, and it's quite uncommon to have a duo like this with a guitar player, with only a guitar player and a bass player. Jérôme plays the bass in a really unique way, and I'm quite, curious and excited to see what the future brings for this project, because I think we at least we have something to try with this project. Yes. I've recorded an album with a wonderful guitar player called Serge Lopez. It's a duo. The name of the album is El Tren del Sur, and I think you will be able to find that on Amazon probably, or somewhere on the internet, I guess.
Anouck, thank you for coming out today for this exclusive interview. We really appreciate it. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. So again, thanks for having me. And thank you as well, because I know you've been one of the first medias, one of the first channel out there to help women to develop their music. So I think it's something I consider to be a valuable help. If you don't mind, I will say it in French. Merci Alizee Defan pour soutenir les femmes dans la musique depuis plusieurs années maintenant. Et merci de m'avoir permis de faire cette interview. Et puis, à bientôt.